is a quick video on installing these Deore XT shifters, the i-Spec B. They come with the a quick user manual, pretty useless. Here are the shifters, and they include cables and all the adapters needed for the different i-Spec types that exist out there. So you can hear it on this little back. What I'm replacing is a set of Deore shifters, which work quite well. I wasn't really planning to do anything with them. You can see that they have their own clamps. They have the indicators here. I'm going to start with the front derailleur first, front shifter. On the back you have the 2 or 3 chainring adjustment. You can see the little screw right there. By default comes set up for 3 chainrings. I do have 3, so I don't have to do anything there. One thing that I noticed right off the bat is this is really smooth. It feels really smooth. It just feels different. It's more, you get a firm click, and it's very, I don't know, it feels very different from my Deore, that's for sure. The one thing that is worth mentioning is that this big hole here, this is what's gonna connect my shifter to the brake lever. You have to have the i-Spec, this is the i-Spec B product. I do have the same i-Spec B XT brakes, so that's how I know that this is going to work out just fine. As usual, when doing this, you've got to make sure that you move your front shifter to the lowest chainring, just so you don't have any sort of tension in your shifter. And after that, you can just remove the cable. Cable's out. Next step here will be just to remove the old shifter. This is held into place with one of these clamps. These are not 2-piece ones, so I'm gonna have to remove everything else. I will have to take down the brake anyway, so that's not a big deal. And I have lock-on grips, so one of the many advantages of using them, so let's take them out. Okay, with the grip out of the way and the brake lever out of the way, just slide my Deores out. Okay, these are SL M591 Deore shifters. Pretty capable, pretty happy with them. But looks like the new ones will be a ton better. I don't really like the display either. Mostly because I just don't use it ever. I mean, I never ever look at it, and it just occupies, it just takes space on the handlebar. So out with the old, in with the new. So let's put that down. Brake lever. I have, as you can see it here, I have, well, you cannot, but I can read it to you. It's M780 B's. 785B is the i-Spec B, and if you look here in this little hole, this is what's going to give me the installation point for my shifter. So let's look for those pins in the kit, and I'll show you how it goes. First one we're going to use is this one here with the little hole. So as you can imagine, that one slides right in here. Fairly simple, and it's very close, so my camera doesn't focus properly. And then the little pin that's threaded, it just goes here on the side to keep that in place. So after tightening up the 2mm screw, you can see how here I have a little post, a threaded post at the bottom of my brake lever, and that's where my shifter is going to get attached to. Okay, so here's where the two come together, one to the other, and you have a 3mm Allen key that you need just to tighten up that bolt. So tighten up that bolt to the brake lever, and then you can slide it over to the handlebar again. One thing that I noticed right away, so this is how it looks like. You're just going to have one clamp on the handlebar. Here's your brake, here's your shifter. As you can see, that slider down there, which is a great idea. And it's a great idea because it gives you the option of moving your two shifters up and down relative to where the brake is. The only problem that I find with their design is once you install it, there's no way for you to adjust that. So make sure you try and figure that one out prior to tightening everything else back together. So you can see here how I temporarily put my grip on, and one thing that I'm looking for is just trying to make sure that the reach for my brake here, which is a good reach, is as good as it is for the shifters. And once that's done, remember, I cannot get to that adjustment really screw or slider down there. Looks like the default kind of middle one works for my hand, so I think I'm good to go to put this shifter back on. The other thing that I want to mention here is before you start adjusting this, so this one comes like this, like pretty much all the way. What I would do is turn it in all the way, then turn it back out like one full turn. So that gives you a bit of adjusting ability, okay? And then you're ready to connect the cable to the derailleur. Here's my cable connected, and I took it out for a spin. And what I can tell you is that if you look at the position here of the shifter compared to the Deore's, it's a bit more, I can bring that one up further, but it still doesn't stick out this much. This gives you more leverage and is very, look, my fingertips really. You can see it here, very convenient. And the shifter is very, I think precise is the word. So far so good. I just have to install the one in the back. You can see the profile from the front. It has a slimmer profile compared to the Deore one. Here's your XT rapid fire. You can barely see it from underneath really. And the fact that it doesn't have the indicator, it just frees up and doesn't have the indicator, and it doesn't have the handlebar clamp. It frees up some space over there. So a lot cleaner look. So here I'm working on the other side for the rear. Everything is loosened up, and what I had to do is shift to the smallest cog, and then you can loosen up your cable and pretty much pull it out. This one goes all the way, so just come down here and just take this out. And the rest of the process is pretty much similar to what I did up front on this other side. Just pull it out, install your new shifter, push the cable through, cable connected to the rear derailleur. All you have to do is just to make sure that your very first the very first cog here is aligned to your first jockey from the shifter. So make sure that your rear derailleur jockey is properly adjusted here, that where you started adjusting everything. These are the two screws that would limit the movement of your rear derailleur. The top one will give you this. So make sure that's adjusted, and if that's adjusted properly, once you install it, all the other gears will be shifting fairly. Here's the rear installed as well, front and rear. This is, again, I've upgraded my Deore M591 shifters to these XT. I think these are, what are they? They are called M780 i-Spec B. The major difference, I think, is just the very crisp shifts, and the levers have a slightly different design, and in this case you gain the downshifting. Like you can jump 2 cogs at once, and you can go up 3 cogs. The previous one that I had, the Deore one, will go up 2 gears, will go down 1 at a time. This one goes up 3 gears, it goes down 2 at a time. 1 at a time or 2 at a time, 1 at a time, 2 at a time, or 3 at a time. You decide when you need each and every one of them. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments box. And until next time, thanks for watching.